Pinkie Divides by Zero by Carpe Diem.
Ah! This doesn't make any sense.
Twilight Sparkle, star pupil to the regal Prince Celestia, was always known for her intelligence and problem-solving abilities. She had spent many years in Celestia's school for gifted unicorns, studying magic, arithmetic, thinking skills, and more. She was always on time with all her work. She always received good grades on her report cards. In the eyes of any pony who knows her, she is the perfect student. After Celestia had sent her to Ponyville to watch over the Summer Sun celebration, she had encountered 5 mares along the way. Who would have guessed that those 5 mares would become the saviors of Equestria after the return of Nightmare Moon? Twilight sure as hay didn't, but it was a benefit. If Celestia had never ordered her to watch over the preparations for the Summer Sun celebration, she would have never met the greatest friends a mare could have. After that day, Celestia assigned her star pupil to learn about the magic of friendship in Ponyville, to which she gladly accepted. Though she never stopped studying and doing other curricular work. Here we find her now, practically pulling her mane out trying to solve an advanced arithmetic question. It wasn't needed. She didn't do this because she had to. She did it because she wanted to. Unfortunately, Twilight had OCD. She needed to complete this problem, or else she wouldn't sleep until it was solved. She violently banged her hooves on the chalkboard where the problem was written on.
Why can't I get this?
She overlooked it one more time. She did everything right, everything by the book. What was wrong?
Ooh, may I help?
Twilight jumped in the air at the sound of the voice. Her head nearly hit the roof of her library home. She fell to the floor. Pink Hoof reached out to help her get back up.
Pinkie, I nearly had a heart attack.
The lavender mare said between short breath. She chuckled.
Sorry, Twilight, I just had to help you with your math problem. Look at you, you're killing yourself over math. Pinkie, I appreciate the offer, but I don't think you can... Ooh, I see your problem. What?
She had the pink pony a facial expression that was a mixture of shock and confusion.
You forgot to divide by 0, you silly Twilight.
She patted her lavender friend on the head. Divide by 0. Twilight fell over laughing at Pinkie's crazy antics.
Pinkie, you can't divide by 0. That's mathematically impossible.
She scoffed.
Sister, you're talking to the wrong pony about impossible. Am I right, author?
The author nodded in agreement behind his computer screen.
Anywho, you see, Twilight?
She grabbed the chalk that was sitting on Twilight's desk.
First, you have to take the area in square inches of the sun, then multiply that by the adjacent angle of the hypotenuse of an oak tree. After you get that, take the number and then multiply by the volume of Ponyville Lake. And don't forget to carry the 2. Once the appropriate factor is acquired, then divide by 0. You get this. 34x plus 2034 over the square root of r minus 45 pi, which is equal to potato.
Pinkie slapped her a trademark smile. Twilight stayed silent. The amount of mind-blowing silliness that Pinkie uttered was too much. Didn't even know where to begin. Should she say that Pinkie's wrong? Should she say that Pinkie's just being Pinkie and shrug it off? Before she could start on anything, Pinkie had called for Spike. The baby dragon marched quickly to the living room of the library and stood at attention. Pinkie handed a parchment of all the work she did and told Spike to send it to Celestia. Twilight panicked. If her mentor saw the ridiculousness of Pinkie's math, she would probably laugh at her, or worse, send her back to Magic Kindergarten. Dramatic flashback. She snapped back to reality and saw the puff of green smoke escape through an open window and heading en route to Celestia's side. Twilight ran up to Pinkie.
Pinkie, what have you done? I sent your work to the princess. We'll see how... When she sees it, she'll be so proud. She'll think you're a super duper smarty pants. But wait, you already are a super duper smarty pants. Maybe she'll think you're an even bigger super duper smarty pants. Or...
She was cut off by a tremendous rumbling sound, followed by a shaking of the ground. A lavender unicorn ran out of the front door of the library. Scouts read and raining random items. Couches, paint cans, bed sheets, you name it. Ground turned multicolored with weird patterns of different shapes and styles. It seemed as if a chessboard had been drawn into the ground in front of the library. Buildings were severed from their foundations and started levitating into the air. Trees had caught on fire, and a tornado was summoned up out of nowhere. Destruction and chaos reigned throughout the world. When she thought that all hope was lost, a flash of yellow light appeared behind her, and out came the Princess of Equestria. She wore a deadpan facial expression and spoke with an exasperated tone.
Pinkie Pie divided by 0, right?
Twilight nodded furiously. Princess sighed.
Pinkie, would you please come out here?
The pony in question rushed to the princess' side.
Yes, Princess?
The sun goddess looked out over the chaotic world.
You had your fun, Pinkie. Would you mind fixing the world now? Sure thing!
Pinkie jumped outside of an invisible fourth wall. She can see where she just was as if she was looking through a TV screen. She grabbed the frame that surrounded the realm that the ponies resided in and trotted over to a washing machine that just so happened to be placed in an infinite void. She tossed the frame into the washing machine and waited. And waited. And waited. The washing machine made a dinging sound. She grabbed the world frame and wringed it dry, then placed it back in its original position. She jumped through the frame and returned to her world. Twilight looked at it as if Applejack had bucked her in the jaw twice. Celestia simply thanked Pinkie and returned to Cancelot. Twilight, having almost all of her sanity gone, barely made out the words.
Pinkie. Ow.
The only response that was given was the only logical explanation to everything Pinkie does.
Silly Twilight, I'm Pinkie Pie.
The end.